1 second, mate. Back now, hear me? You hear me, mate?
All right, everybody. Today we got former UFC fighter, bare knuckle heavyweight champion. I mean, I've seen he's fought 2 guys in one night in bare knuckle. Mark Godbeer is in the house today. How you doing, Mark?
I'm good, mate. I'm very good. Yeah. Yourself?
Dude, man, I was gonna tell you, a lot of people. I was talking to people about bare knuckle. They don't get to see a lot of they just see what you see like around here right now. But you fought in an event where you fought 2 guys in one night, and that's just crazy, and you won it. And a lot of people just don't understand like how much involved in bare knuckle you've been.
Yeah, and not just 2 guys, two good guys as well. You know, I fought Mighty Mo. I fought Jack May, first of all. So Jack May, he's, if anyone knows of fighting, he's a UFC vet, Bellator vet. He's also a Glory kickboxing fighter as well. He's like probably one of the best strikers in the world. I fought him first, beat him, and then I moved on and fought Mighty Mo in the finals. And again, if anyone knows anything about the striking game, Mighty Mo is probably one of the best strikers of all time. You know, so 2 guys one night. So yeah, I was happy with that. Good achievement.
I mean, I was going to ask you, besides talking about what's next and everything, but like, did you like fighting in it with not a cage or not a ring or not anything? Did you like that?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it, mate. Like, you know, you can't. Thing is, with the pit, there's nowhere to hide. You can't be leaning on the ropes and, you know, rope-a-doping or covering up that. You know, you've got to engage all times. You can't really run away from anyone. You can't hide, like I said, can't hide in the corners, can't hide in the ropes. Yeah, I really liked it, and it brought a bit of the street aspect towards it. You know, like the Kimbo Slice backyard brawling. You know, it was sort of that sort of aspect to it.
Reminded me. Did you ever see that Van Damme movie Braveheart? Did you ever watch that movie?
Yeah.
That's what it kind of reminded me of. You know, like the guy's going to come out, and that's what it reminded me of right there. That's what I was telling everybody when they're bringing it back. Is that something are you? Because I don't know. Are you signed with BKFC, or are you just kind of still not signed with anybody right now?
No, I'm not signed with BKFC. So yeah, yeah, I've had my dealings with BKFC, but nothing sort of come of it. So but I can't say too much, but there's rumors that Valor's back. So
they are back.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's, you know, I can say that much that they are coming back 100%. There's shows in the making. I can't really say too much, you know, because obviously just confidentiality issues and stuff. So, but they're definitely coming back. Valor are coming back, and it won't be long before you hear of new dates, venues, and Valor too. So, yeah, I'm happy. And to be honest, I think the bare knuckle world needs more organisations, because at the moment, like, there's one main front runner, and they're just, because there is only one front runner, they're basically just calling all the shots, you know, treating fighters how they want to treat them, don't really care too much because they know there's nowhere for other fighters to go. I think as a fighter, we need to have 3 or 4 front-running organizations, because that way I think these promotions can just treat fighters how they want and know that if they don't put up with it, then there's nowhere for them to fight, you know. So I think it's only good to have more organizations, more competition in this sport. If we need this sport to expand, we need big shows that can compete with the likes of BKFC and stuff. You know, we've got BKB home here in the UK as well, BKBTM. Again, a front runner in the UK, and it's the same with those at the moment. They're sort of the only big show, and they're exactly the same. They treat the fighters how they want, and basically say if you don't like it, basically mark off. You know, so yeah, we definitely need more organisations, and I think people are going to be surprised when there's a couple of organisations coming up through now that it's going to start competing against each other, etc., etc. And once it does, you know, that this is what it's only going to be good for the fighters. It's going to give us bigger platforms to fight on. It's going to give, hopefully, it's going to start bringing fighter pay up. Hopefully, promotions can't treat fighters like they want. You know, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes with us fighters, and if anyone knows me, I'm very vocal about it. I'm not one of these guys that get treated like shit and then keep my mouth shut. I like to, if I get treated like shit, I like to think I'm a veteran in the fighting game now. So if I get treated like shit by promotion, I let people know that what they're doing behind the scenes, because I don't want to see younger fighters coming through and having to deal with the same shit that I've dealt with, you know. And if that makes me a bad person, then so be it, you know. But I've always been true to my word, and I've always been true to myself throughout my whole career. So yeah.
Are you part of the? You're about to bring some your own different kind of like bare knuckle over in England, aren't you?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we've obviously we went quiet for a little bit, so I've teamed up with a guy called Christian Roberts. He runs the traditional bare knuckle, which was the bare knuckle pit fighting, which was in the hay bales and stuff. Which is if anyone knows the history of bare knuckle and stuff, that this is where it comes from. You know, the UK was where the bare knuckle. You know, the pit fight in the hay bales, stuff like that. It's been in the UK for hundreds of years, and so I've teamed up with him, and I said, look, do you want to? We both spoke, and we both basically said, let's start a ring company. So we're putting that into fruition now. So we're starting a new branch. It's called Spartan Wars Ring BKB. We have gone quiet for a little bit, but there's a lot of reasons why. We're just settling a few deals. You know, I can't tell you this much. We have got a new TV deal in the process, so that the show is going to be shown live on TV. You know, so and obviously with sponsors and stuff with the TV and stuff, we can start bringing in big name fighters and stuff like that, and start competing with the front runners in the UK, which is our plan, and 100% that's our plan, to give fighters a bigger platform, and to give fighters options. You know, if people ain't happy in one place, then they can come over to another. You know, I believe fighter needs to be happy. You know, so. The more promotions we got, the more competition we got. Like I said, it can only be better for the fighters and the expansion of the sport.
Yeah. I talked to Christian a lot and everything, and that pit fighting, man. Did you go to any of those events like that, man? Because I told him, I said, I got to get over that shit that's for real right there, man. Yeah,
it's raw. It's raw. It's like, you know, let's be honest, that like we've had the sort of, if we want to bring this sport into the limelight, i.e., you know, we want to bring it into the television and televised events and live events and bring commissions into it, stuff like that, we've had to adjust it a little bit. We've had to bring the rules in, certain regulations, the rings and stuff, health and safety and that. But like people forget that like traditional, like this sport come from hundreds of years. You know, like it's been massive in the UK. We call it straighteners. Two people's got disagreement, and what you do is you have two people's got disagreement. You meet up in a fucking yard or a field, and you have a mutual referee. The referee's mutual doesn't know either guy, and you both scrap it out. And you scrap it out. Like, as soon as one guy calls quits or the other guy gets knocked out, you shake each other's hand afterwards. That's your agreement squashed. You know, that's how we deal with things in the UK. You know, we haven't got the big, you know, we haven't got the big gun. Big gun backgrounds and stuff in the UK. We don't have, we don't all walk around with guns and stuff and go around shooting people and that. We like to have good straighteners, Someone pisses us off, we'll say, right, let's get down the field. Let's have a scrap. Get the hay bales together and let's have a scrap.
Hey, I'm from up here in the country. That's how we used to fight, and that was before YouTube. And we had a bunch of hay, and we do that. And then somebody was like, "You ever seen in the hay bales?" So I was like, "Well, y'all videoing us?" And then I looked online. I was like, "Holy fuck, they're the Spartans." I was like, "That's it. Okay, I got you now." But no,
Yeah,
is there anybody like you want to fight like in your like at the heavyweight like in bare knuckle? I mean, right now, I mean, there's all these different organizations, but like, is there certain people that you would like to fight?
Yeah. So I'll tell you a fight I would love. I was originally when Spartan first come about. And don't get me wrong, I like this guy. We get on well. I've known him for years. I fought on Bellator with him and stuff like that. But I was originally lined up to fight LeVar Johnson to defend my Valor title. So I don't know I don't know what's going on with LeVar and Valor. That's I don't know, but like hopefully that fight does come off one day. There's one fight, but one fight I would really love. Maybe my first title defense is Frank Mir.
Hey.
Frank Mir's boxing now, So with Valor are coming back, obviously I am the heavyweight champion and I have got to defend my title. So if Frank Mir wants to try bare knuckle, he can try and take my title off me if he likes. Bare knuckle's different to MMA. There's no takedowns or jiu-jitsu involved, so let's see what your hands are like, Frank. If you wanna trade, let's trade. Yeah, I'm happy to trade with Frank Mir. Yeah.
That would be, that'd be a good one. And the one thing I was shocked when Frank said he was going to do bare knuckle because he was not known for his stand up. I'm like, man, what? Like, it shocked me.
Yeah, but and at the same time, we're fighters. We like to test ourselves, and with bare knuckle now coming about, it's quite for me myself and for a lot of guys in the UK, bare knuckle's not a new sport, but like as far as a sport that's coming into the limelight, it is a new sport. It's always been an underground sport in the UK, but no disrespect for you American guys and stuff, the bare knuckle is a new up and coming sport. DPFC and stuff like that.
They actually allowed it over there. Over here, I mean, it's weird. Our country's weird as shit. They'll let you do certain stuff, but they wouldn't let you fight bare knuckle for a minute. So, but no, I was going to ask you when and I know you didn't get the contract and all that stuff. And why did they when you and they were trying to get you and Mick to fight in Birmingham? Well, what happened with that on your side of the story? Because
I'll tell you exactly what happened. And do you know what? Mickey and his fucking dickhead manager putting up stuff like, oh yeah, like I'm scared to fight. Like bullshit, mate. Anyone that knows me knows my career. Like I've jumped in with the best guys in the world for the last 15 years. You really think I'm scared to fight Mickey Terrell? Like, come on. I would fucking fight Mickey Terrell at a drop of hat. And bottom line is I don't want to say too much because I don't want to go burning my bridges because I don't ever know where my future's going to go, But let's just say this. In the UK, so in the UK, we went into what you call tier 4 lockdown. So the whole country shut down. No one was allowed in the UK and no one was allowed out of the UK unless we had valid reasons, i.e. family members were dying or something like that, or we for work purposes. So if I could get out of the country, the only way I could get out of the country was with a P1 visa. So a P1 visa is basically anyone that fights in the UFC from the UK or anywhere anywhere in the world or in the United States. Sorry, we need a P1 visa to get out of the country. I asked for my P1 visa to be sorted. Yeah, no problem. Sent my passport. if anyone wants to dispute this, I've got all the messages, everything. I sent the boss man from BKFC. I sent him my passport, I sent him everything, and I was waiting, kept asking him, who have I got then? Right, so this was the thing as well. I kind of knew I was going to fight Mickey Terrell, so there's no issue. I kind of knew it.
Yeah, I had a feeling they would do that.
It was never set in stone, all right? But the last time, and then I messaged, and the last I heard from David Feldman was, I've got 2 or 3 options. I said, okay. One of them was like maybe Kleckler. One of them was Mickey Terrell. But then Kleckler, I think, was matched up to fight Josh Burns, and then he pulled out. But I'm still waiting for my P1 visa. Still waiting for it. I haven't got it. 3 weeks before the fight, right? But by this time, I've been asking for a month, a whole month. I've been asking, where's my P1 visa? Who have I got? Can you send me my fight contract? Send me my fight contract, Dave. I've got no fight contract, no P1 visa, no paperwork, no nothing. 3 weeks before the fight, they released a poster, right? They released the fight without me. I swear on my 4 kids' lives, I never signed a contract at all. I never had my P1 visa in place. I never had nothing. Like, it was different last time because how I done it last time, unfortunately, I got coronavirus 2 weeks before, so I had to pull out. I was fucking gutted about that. But previously, before that, what I'd done with Tyler Goodjohn was I done 2 weeks quarantining in Dubai because it was a low risk country, and then once I spent 2 weeks there, then that was a backdoor into America, and that's what we've done. And we've done that all off our own back as well. We paid for it ourselves, funded it ourselves. So I'd done 2 weeks in Dubai, spent 4 weeks in Las Vegas training. 2 weeks before my fight, I ended up with coronavirus and ended up with it really bad as well. So like, obviously I was coughing up fucking blood and ended up with double ammonia on my lungs, so I had to pull out of that fight. But the thing is, this fight with Terrell, right, obviously after this I couldn't do what I'd done the first time. We weren't allowed to do the 2 week quarantine in a different country because the UK had locked down the whole country. They stopped people by this point because we went into a high risk, high alert because of the coronavirus. They shut all the borders. So there was no way whatsoever I could get out of the country unless I had a P1 visa. That was the only way out. And Dave knew this. Dave knew this. All of the team at BKFC knew this. They all knew this. And honestly, I've got the messages. I've even sent them all the links to show them how to apply for a P1 visa. So basically, BKFC, they have to file their end for my P1 visa. They file for it. It costs $675. I even sent them the link. They file for it. Once they file for it, it probably costs a little bit more because you've got to fast track it, Same as what the UFC does, same as anything. They file for it. Once they file for my petition, then they send me all the paperwork. Once I get all my paperwork, then I go to the US Embassy in the UK, and then I have an interview, and then they stamp my visa, and I get it in my post a week later. They never done it. They released the fucking fight, and they've never done it. And
that's why did they do that?
I genuinely, this is my opinion. I think because anyone, like I said, anyone that knows me, I have got a voice. I'm not one of these guys that's going to take shit and keep my mouth shut like a lot of these other fighters do. A lot of them are getting paid fucking peanuts. Like $1,000 a fight or $2,000 a fight, which is peanuts in my eyes, especially when you've got 4 kids to feed, and because they're fighting for BKFC, they bend over backwards like, oh yeah, I'm fighting for best organization. Yeah, I'm the man. But that doesn't put food on my table. And because I got an opinion, I genuinely feel like that was done on purpose to try and make me look like shit. And they threw me under a bus. Honestly, just that's how I feel. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's how I fucking feel, mate.
Yeah, but they're not supposed to announce it, until there's a contract signed, because they always say we can't announce who we fight until we have a contract.
Mate, like I said, I'm trying not to burn my bridges because I never know. One day I might have to go back there, and I want to fight. I want to fight the best guys in the world, and I generally do. So I'm trying not to burn bridges, but at the same time, I'm not allowing myself to look like a twat. You know what I mean? They've made me look like a twat. So I need the people need to know what actually happened. Yeah, and mate, look what we done last time. Me and Tyler Goodjohn last time. The shit we went through. I spent literally, honestly, I spent about $6,500 of my money to get to that Sam Shoemaker fight. I took out loans. I had to get sponsors. I had to get it's cost me about $6,500 of my own money to get to that fucking fight. And then 2 weeks before I got coronavirus, and I was fucking gutted, mate. Gutted.
I know. Scott said it's bad. Scott said it was awful.
Mate, I was hospitalized, and the whole way through, obviously, because Tyler Goodjohn also, because we were sharing the same apartment, he ended up contracting coronavirus as well, but he wasn't as bad as me. And I was saying to Tyler, look, I'll be all right. I've got 2 weeks. I'll be all right. I'll fight. I'll be all right. I'll be all right. And I think it was at one point he walked in the bathroom and seen all the blood in the sink where I was literally coughing up blood and stuff.
Yeah.
And then that's when Tyler got hold of my management and that said, look, you need to have a word with Mark. Get him to go to the hospital. He's fucking bad. And with that, my manager Scott Farley rung me and was just said, Mark, look, you need to go to the hospital like that. And fair play to Christine Ferreira as well. She looked after me. She took me to the hospital, took me to all the best places. And she's once I got into the hospital, they put me on a drip, pumped me for loads of drugs, and then got all my chest x-rayed and everything. And they come back and they just said, look, you've got double ammonia on your lungs. And then literally as soon as they told me that, I was straight on the phone to David Feldman, and I was like, listen, mate, I'm not going to fight. I can't. I'll fight with broken hands. I'll fight with broken nose. I'll fight with broken feet, which I have done. But I can't fight without my lungs. And then literally it took me 4 months before I could even get back into the gym after I had coronavirus. I couldn't even walk up and down the stairs without being out of breath. It fucked me up. I didn't even think the thing was real neither, That was the worst thing about it.
Do you think when Goodjohn, he had it too, and he fought, and he was. I mean, and they don't give him credit. I think a lot of people. I don't understand why they didn't. They're talking about it. He's fighting Palomino now, and he's sending a line like a lamb to a lion's den. I don't think people understand. Goodjohn's really good. He's technical, and he was just coming off of the coronavirus, and everybody knows no matter what, you're probably not 100%.
Not just that as well. What people don't realize is we left with no I started my camp and fair play to Joe Elmore. I went down with his guys for a while. Those guys really looked after me for a few weeks and stuff. And then I think Joey had to go on a road trip somewhere, something like that. So I didn't want to be sort of left on my own to my own devices. So I headed out to Vegas, and then Christine Ferreira helped me out with camps and stuff like that. So props to those two guys for helping me out. But at the same time, what people don't realize is we had no camp set in stone. It was all sort of made as we went, There was we didn't have our original sparring partners. We didn't have our original coaches. We didn't have our team around us. I don't mean that offensively to Joey and Christine, because honestly, I take my hat off to those two. They really helped us out. But as a whole, when you build a bond with your team, and this was all new to us. So, living out of hotels in Vegas and shit like that, going to one gym one day, not knowing no one, and sparring, don't know who you're sparring, what to do. And it was probably a fucking horrible camp. Not if we were there and got to know everyone, and but mentally it wasn't a very nice situation. But I think this is what people don't understand is what we were still willing to do to fight. There's another thing as well, Tyler Goodjohn now, right? BKFC, I gotta say this, they promised to sort out his P1 visa. If they sort out his P1 visa, he could fly out to the fucking US 3 days before the fight and fight. right? And he could take his coaches with him. I've got to say this, right? But do you know he's in Puerto Rico now on his own doing a 2 weeks quarantine on his fucking own with no coaches, no nothing, because BKFC still didn't sort his P1 visa.
And he's fighting for the championship, man. And he's fighting for the championship.
It's almost like, honestly, right? It's almost like, I love the American guys. Don't take this the wrong way, but it's almost like they don't want us. They don't want us Brits near those fucking titles, right? And they are doing everything they can to try and fuck everything up for us and mess with our heads, so we don't get to those titles. You know.
Well, you know, that's what they did with you and Mick. I mean, the only reason they put you and Mick together, trying to put you together, is because they didn't want y'all to fight for the title. Because I don't know. Honestly, I mean, I'll say it. I'm the black sheep of the whole thing. I mean, you can look like if they're doing that the good job, man. That's you're supposed to be. I mean, Palomino's down there training with all these UFC guys. He's doing all that stuff, but to do that, that's crazy as fuck.
Yeah, and they're fucking right. They turned up. They paid for this room and this fucking hotel and shit. Honestly, he's sending me pictures of like this, and it is the biggest fucking shithole like you could think of. The biggest shithole you can think of, right? So people need to realize, whether you're American or fucking British or whatever, exactly what Good John is going through right now, and he's still willing to walk right into Miami, where he ain't liked. He's walking right into the Lion's Den, which is Palomino's backyard, on his own, with no coaches, no fucking no one, on his own to fight a fucking monster in his own backyard, where he's had death threats, people threatening to kill him, threatening to do everything, and that Good John is walking right in there after 2 weeks quarantining on his own to fight him. I take my hat off to him, because I'll tell you what, there ain't many fucking guys that would do that. There ain't many guys whatsoever that would do that, and I bet like. Yeah, like it winds me up a little bit, mate. Do you know what I mean? Because like I am good friends with Tyler, you know.
Like, does his coaches, will they be able to show up though for the fight, or nobody's showing up? They won't. No,
because BKFC didn't sort no P1 visas out. That the coach. This is why he's got no coaches, because they had to take 2 weeks out away from the gym in order to corner him. But like, what I understand is most coaches and stuff, they've got other fighters they've got to look after. They've got other people they've got to look after, but like they can't just drop everyone. So rather than Tyler pull out of this fight, which to be honest with you, at this stage, I would have probably just said, fuck BKFC, fuck you, which is pretty much what I have done. Like he hasn't. Tyler Goodjohn has actually turned around and said, do you know what? I'm not going to let these guys fucking get in my head. I'm not going to let these guys beat me. I'm going to do 2 weeks quarantine on my own. I'm going to train my ass off on my own. I'm going to walk into Palomino's backyard, and I'm going to turn up the proper Tyler Goodjohn this time. And I'll tell you what, if Palomino takes him lightly, don't go off his last performance. Do not go off that last performance. Trust me, you're in with a fucking beast. And this, I know how hard he's been training. Since all that negative shit he's had against him was said against him because of his last performance and stuff like that, it's clicked in his head. And I think you're going to see a different Tyler Goodjohn. And I definitely think Palomino's going to be in for a shock. He's going to be in for a scrap. It's going to be a good scrap, don't get me wrong, because Palomino's a fucking beast as well. But he's not going to walk through Tyler Goodjohn. There's going to be a war, and they're going to come out. Both of those men are going to come out with battle scars. Definitely.
Well, Palomino, I think, kind of overlooking him a little bit. And Goodjohn's got that jab, man. If everybody watches it, he's quick, his head movement. I mean, he's got enough ring to move around that Palomino's going to have to hit him, you know, and that could gas Palomino, because Palomino's kind of bulked up a little bit. But I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. And like I said, you know, I take my hat off to both of them. They're both warriors. You know, I'm a fan of both guys, Tyler and Palomino. I'm a fan of both guys. You know, there's no bad blood with me. I haven't really spoken to Palomino. I don't really know him. I just know him through his fighting. I know he's a good fighter. He's a tough guy. But I also know I know the true Tyler as well. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be a good fight. So I just wanted to put that story across, because I want I want sort of the American audience to know
I'm looking for everybody, man. I didn't know that.
What us British guys are going through to get to the US to fight, you know, and the shit that we've sort of had to put up with, like, and we're still here. We're still willing to fight. We're still willing to do it, you know. So, I think I've probably burnt my bridges BKFC because, as I said, I'd speak my mind. But everything I say is the truth, you know. So if
Who do you want to fight over?
If talking the truth burns bridges with people, then you know that's their issue, not mine.
Anybody in the BKFC you want to fight? Like they had. I mean,
any one of their heavyweights. I don't care. I'll fight any one of their heavyweights. Fight any one of them. Any one of their heavyweights. Don't bother me. I'm a fighter. If I get paid to fight, if they send me a contract and they say, "Oh yeah, we want you to fight this guy," I don't turn around and say, "Look, I'd rather have a couple of fights to warm myself into it first." Nah, fuck that, mate. I get paid to fight, you know. Like if I sign with an organisation and they're paying me to fight, I fight who they put in front of me. So I'm not bothered. I fight anyone in the BKFC. I don't see any of them being a problem for me. I really don't. And I think the people that's running it as well, I think they pretty much think the same as well as how I think. I think that's why they've made things so difficult for me, you know.
Yeah, but
it's just a shame really that fight didn't come off with Sam Shoemaker, because I genuinely believe I'd be there now fighting Beltran. If that fight happened, I'd be fighting Beltran. I was already signed up to fight Beltran twice.
Yeah,
like signed the contract, and it was signed, and then coronavirus kicked in and fucking blew it out the water, you know.
So you're not signed with anybody. I was going to tell you. So before, I didn't want to take too much of your time, but I was going to tell you, Dada 5K, he's looking to fight one more time in bare knuckle. That's a big name. There you go.
If Dada wants to fight, I'll fight him. No problem whatsoever. He'll get hurt.
He told us the other night. He said that he's going to be in shape, and he wants to probably by the end of the year. And he's looking for big names.
As long as he don't have a heart attack on me afterwards, you know what I mean?
Hey, I'll tell him because I was like, when it just popped in my head, you're a free agent. I was like, that'd be that. There you go, right there. But no, man. But I wanted to. I knew what they did on your side, but I didn't know the Good John stuff. People need to be giving Good John some respect, because I mean he's paying.
I'm the voice for Tyler here, because you got to understand Tyler's not in the position at the moment. He's fighting in a couple of weeks. He's not in the position where he can fucking tell people what he's going through, what they're doing to him again, stuff like that, because obviously, you know, he don't want that in his head at the moment. His goal now is just to get there and fight.
Hey,
but the American people just need to know, you know, regardless of whether he's British, whether you like him or not, like just what he's gone through as a fighter. If you're a fighting fan, like
anything,
appreciate what he's doing to get there now. Like again, because of BKFC not sorting out proper visas to get there and shit. So how we've had to do it, you know. I think it's disgusting, man. $675 for a fucking P1 visa, and I've sent them the links. I've even done all my homework for them and sent them all the links and everything, telling them how to do it and everything. And it's like they're honestly, I swear to you, it's like they're purposely just trying to mind fuck us before we get in that ring, you know? Like,
you saw what they did, right? You know that you know how they have the BKFC belt, but then they got the Police Gazette belt. You know the Police Gazette one.
Yeah.
You know Dak. You know he wanted more money. And they told him they were going to pay him, and they stripped him of the 135 title the other day. He's still the champion of the Gazette, right? The Gazette's not part of the BKFC.
No, they're a separate organization, yeah. So
if I was just going to ask you, if you were that, would it make sense for you to take the Gazette belt somewhere else, get paid more money somewhere else, like
I said, Valor is starting back up. Give Valor a massive message. I personally fought for those guys. I'm genuinely one of the best organizations for treating fighter-wise, for how they treat you and the respect you get off of them. Probably one of the best organizations I've fought for in that respect. So you've got your Police Diamond Gazette belt. Maybe give them a fucking ring, take the belt with you. You own that belt. That belt
That would
is
piss them off.
that's a separate that belt is a separate how do we what's the right word? Separate sanctioning body for the BKFC. So
when I saw that, that's what I said. I sent him a message. I said, take that belt somewhere else, Dad. Because Dad's coming on.
I sent him a message. I sent him one straight away. Valor.
He's coming on. He's coming on Tuesday night, and I sent him a message. I said, "You got that belt? Use that belt now, because if you take that belt, that's gonna whatever you take it to is gonna make that company. They got the champion of that belt, you know, and he didn't lose the belt. They took the other belt from him."
So I was thinking as well, like, so with the Police Gazette belt, if a heavyweight champion holds it, and if they hold it and then another heavyweight champion, so just say, for example, I was ranked number 1 on the Police Gazette contender list, right? I was world ranked number 1, right? And at the time, I wasn't even with BKFC. I've probably dropped out the rankings now because I haven't fought for a year and a half, like because of all this coronavirus shit and stuff. So let's just say, for example, say Valor did start back up, or when they start back up, I fight for Valor, and I end up defending my title. That's going to put me straight back into the world rank number 1 spot, right? So if I want to fight for that Police Diamond Gazette belt, if it's not sanctioned, if it's a separate sanctioning body and it's not tied to BKFC, if I want to fight for it and I'm ranked number 1, if that person, how does it work? If that person doesn't come to me, does he get stripped, or have I got to go to him? How are they? This is what I was thinking with the Police Gazette. How are they gonna? How are they gonna be a separate sanctioning body that's not tied to any organisations if none of the other organisations allow you to fight for the belt that?
Yeah,
like
if he's
what happens then? Do people get stripped of the belt? Does it? You know, this is why I said once all these new organisations do eventually start kicking in, there's things that's going to have to be put in place because a lot of these promoters and stuff ain't going to allow their fighters to cross promote. You know, so
if that Police Gazette, that's what I'm saying. If the Police Gazette, if it say it for instance, they don't let that take it somewhere else, then that belt's not worth anything anymore. It's just the second belt to the BKFC. So if it's really the most ancient belt, because I was thinking if I'm a champion in the BKFC, I'm looking at Dave right now and saying, hey, man, pay me more money, or I'm just going to take my Gazette.
Do you know what the biggest joke is, Coty, right? Do you know what the biggest joke is for us fighters? Is like, I guarantee you, right? That I ain't going to say figures and that, but I can pretty much guarantee you, I probably know roughly what sort of that was asking for, right? And it wouldn't have been stupid. It would have just been enough to cover his fucking cost of being a full-time fighter and not having to fucking work, you know?
Yeah.
Why does a few $1,000s allow you to cut a fighter like him when you're bragging all over social media that you're paying a fucking Instagram model that just lost her debut to, in my respect, not of too good of an opponent, right? That she gets
trying
paid
to get a win, man. Trying to get a win.
Paid man's hand. Like the brand, even BKFC put up a post, $4,000K contract, blah 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 blah. How do you think that makes us real fighters feel when we go in there and we fucking scrap like fuck? And then we ask for like a couple of grand pay rise and they cut us. You know what I mean? That's the type of shit you're dealing with. I think it's a big kick in the bollocks, and I think it's turning into a circus freak show. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you this. I'm going to say this right here, and I've said it to people. If you look at it, right now they're pushing girls that look decent. That's what they're pushing. They're even in talks with the professional wrestler.
They're pushing models. They're pushing models. The only problem is after a couple of fucking bare knuckle fights, they ain't gonna be models anymore, are they?
Yeah, and you know what? And this is the thing. This is what he's trying to do. Like he pushed Paige Van Zandt. they only had 5,000 pay-per-view buys when they paid her like 400,000. Do the math.
Yeah.
There's going backwards, not forward. That's what I know what he's trying to do. He was trying to basically build it up quick, and he was trying to get Shaq and all of them involved, but they're not going to get involved when your pay-per-views are only 5,000.
Yeah, but what I kind of why? Yeah. Why are they buying in stars? Why don't they build their own? Well, they are to a certain degree. I can't really say that, but like I don't know. I just don't. Like I said, I've dealt with the office side of things, and I just don't get how half of it's done. Some of it is so ass backwards. It's unreal,
But
I said, I'll fight for them. Of course I will. I ain't going to turn down fights because I want to be the best in the world, and I will fight the best guys in the world. But I'm not prepared to be treated like a fucking piece of shit,
When do you want to?
I'd rather not fight.
I think last thing on you right here. When do you want to fight? When's your next fight? Do you hope? When do you think you're going to fight again? Like the next time? When do you want to fight? You hope?
I sort of already know, but I can't really say too much.
Okay, how much is it in the next few months though? Is it?
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah. So let's just say September time.
So you just wait until Frank Mir signs the contract. Hey, look, I'll be on. Just watch. Frank Mir does those little videos all the time.
I reckon Frank. Hopefully he's watching. Sign a contract.
I'm gonna send it to it. Look, don't worry. I'm gonna be tagging him. I'm gonna say Frank, come here, Frank. I'm gonna tag him constantly. Frank, come here. This is your nightmare. Here you go. Here's your retirement party.
You know what I mean? You wanna try bare knuckle, Frank? Come over and play.
Yeah. He'll try it. And then he'll go, I'm gonna retire. But hell, I mean, I don't know.
Frank will want it. I don't think Frank will want to fight me bare knuckle.
Well, no, Frank's. Have you seen Frank lately? I mean, he might be what BKFC wants with his boobs now. All the weight he's gained, he's got them big boobs now. Frank's got them big girl boobs now. Hey, BKFC not signing now.
Listen, lockdown ain't done us too good, Mike.
Everybody's got to hide them up. That's what they do, dude. I'm serious. You heard what Peyton said. They come for the boobs, they leave for the whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, if my daughter ever said that, even though I like to watch stuff like that, I'd look at my daughters right now and I say, if you ever put me in that situation where I have to applaud you for talking about your boobs. No.
Yeah.
But anyway, you got any shout outs or anything you want to give to anything before you go?
At the moment, no. Yeah, so hang on. I got sent a load of stuff the other day from Governor Nutrition in the UK. They sent me a load of stuff, so I'm going to give them a shout out. And I have been trying all their stuff as well, so it's really good. So if you're looking for supplements and stuff in the UK, try Governor Nutrition. Haven't really got many sponsors at the moment. So our Fusion CBD, they sponsored me for my last fight that was fell through. So
did you drink their water? Is their water good?
Yeah, it's good. All their products are very good. Yeah. But I'm a man of my word. I told them as soon as my next fight, I will carry my sponsorship through with them. So I could give them a shout out. And check out, keep an eye out for Spartan Wars Ringed BKB because big things are going to happen. Yeah.
We have a bunch of this. I get the Spartan people on here all the time, dude. I love that stuff, man. That's what I tell them. I tell them I'm just the black sheep over here that pays attention to everything, I guess. I love that shit over there, man. But anyway, man, hey, man, thanks for coming on and just let us know when you fight because we'll be watching for sure, man.
Yeah, so September sort of time. So, like I said, I can say this much: there's a promotion starting back up. I might be the heavyweight champion, and I might be fighting September. So we'll see.
You got to come out like the Van Damme movie and the Lionheart, man. That's got that vibe. I don't care what anybody says. I can't wait I'm gonna be at one of those events. They're badass.
The crowd was awesome in North Dakota as well. So, do you know what? Just quickly, it was so funny because we got there and there was this Four Bears casino in the middle of nowhere. So we're in the middle of nowhere. Like when we got there, I was like, "Fucking hell, there's gonna be no one here. No one's gonna watch." And we're literally in the middle of nowhere. And then The night of the fight, just like thousands of people just like flocked in from everywhere. You know what I mean? Like with all their like lumberjack shirts on and fucking baseball caps and shit. Like, and their jeans and their fucking boots and shit. Like, I mean, they just all rocked in everywhere. And I was just like, where the fuck's all these people come from? Like, you know? And,
Valor would do something up here in Alabama where it's sanctioned and they had it in the middle of nowhere like that. It would be packed like that. That's what people don't have anything to do. They love to see crazy shit like that, especially when they don't got to go to jail.
Yeah.
I'm serious, man. Anyway, man. Thanks for coming on, man.
No worries, dude. No worries. Yeah. So
awesome, man. I can't wait to fight. Thanks so much, man.
Cheers, dude. Thank you.
Awesome.
Mate.
But yeah, man, we had Mark on right there, man. That was awesome, man. He's got a lot of big shit coming. It's going to be happening soon in September, and it's going to be a promotion that's starting back up. He's the heavyweight champion of that promotion. You got to check out it. Check out, he didn't say it, but check out Valor Bare Knuckle, Ken Shamrock's organization. It's got some badass shit going on. Check that out. Hey, and listen, so Tuesday, man, we're Hooligan Nation. That's what we've been calling it. We're bringing on, we got a new Hillbilly Nation that's going to be coming on, and they're going to bring in some fire with Josh Cole. And Brad, I don't know if he wants to call himself Ass or whatever, but we got them checking out Tuesday. And we have Dat. Yes, the 135 Police Gazette champion will be on the show. And I think we got a few other crazy shit going on. I was supposed to have a professional dwarf wrestler joining the show, but I don't know if that's for sure. He said he was, but I haven't heard back, confirmed it. But anyways, peace.